Um, really excited for this match just because excellent beat Sunderland, and I want to see what Swindle's gonna do to change his draft up. And second of all, it's the CEO of Here's Newer versus Swindle, and there's a lot of beef, like you said, so it's gonna be really fun to watch this match.
That's the big thing. I mean, no doubt Pew and Sweatomelons, they don't necessarily get along. That's a very obvious statement right there. And it just makes it all the sweeter that, obviously they're coming off a victory over Stay Green last weekend, and it's setting up to be an awesome match. Now, with that said, I think Stay Green's ready to play. I mean, I think they're ready to play. Obviously, they have their full five-man roster this time. They didn't have their five-man roster when they were playing against Excellent, so there was a little bit of that. And Sweatomelons has been pretty adamant that, don't shit talk until you've actually won the whole cycle, pretty much. So a little bit of stabs back and forth, but again, I'm expecting a good series overall. With that said here, Moon, we're actually already moving along, so let's kind of take a closer look and see actually what the hell's going on here. The bands, what do we got? Pestilence, Scout, Keeper, Warbeast, Ophelia first pick, Grinix the response, Engineer into Wretched Hag. So what are you looking at so far, Moon?
Looking at two solos on SG side, which kind of throws me off a little bit. Because, like, what are they gonna do? A safe lane Hag, Suicide, Grenex, dual lane mid? Or are they gonna do a Hag, middle, Grenex, Suicide, and dual lane safe lane?
That's true. We'll see what that ends up turning out to be. I mean, Grinix, they've been very adamant about Grinix. I mean, obviously against Lion Esports Club, you just want to ban that hero in Grinix. Against Team X, and of course they don't. Instead, they go with the Scout and Warbeast bans.
I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a dual lane safe lane, just because all the Suicides, they can get stuff 1 versus 2 are banned out, like Scout, Keeper, Warbeast, and then he picks up Grinix. So Grinix is one of those heroes which can get things 1 versus 2. So they probably pick Grinix just so that enemy team doesn't have it. So I think they're gonna do a dual lane safe lane of like Nymphora or something.
Huh.
I guess.
All right, we'll see what that support option does turn out to be in the end. But as far as things developing here, Excellent's gonna go with somewhat of a comfort hero for them. Gemini gonna be picked up here. Nox, known for playing that Gemini. We saw him play it yesterday. Plays it pretty well. Gonna be in the hands of him this game. Tempest, of course, the final pick for Stay Green. But what do you think about the Gemini pickup?
Gemini is just one of Nox's favorite hero. It's a really strong hero overall. The weakness of Gemini is that if you can't get him farm, if you contest the lane against Gemini, he just doesn't get much if it's a really strong lane, because he's not that strong of a laner. He has really weak stats at low levels, but if he gets the free farm, he and Nox like snowballs, like gets his 450 GPM safe lane, which he always does. If he doesn't miss a CS, takes the first tower, it's gonna be 450 GPM. He's gonna have a fantastic game. If he dies early on and doesn't get the core items, doesn't hit his 400 GPM early, he's gonna struggle a lot. But since enemy team picked Tempest, so it's more of a passive lineup from Hellborn, I'm expecting Gemini to have complete free farm here.
Yeah, possibly in that short lane. Now, we did see him actually play the mid lane solo yesterday. I mean, that was a lot of things came into play, though, as far as the matchups and whatnot, so that's ended up happening. But in this game, yeah, more than likely, expect him to be in that kind of that short lane, the safe farmer, and getting that good start as you were talking about. So, looking at the bands here, kind of interesting ones. You got Rhapsody into Pharaoh, Glacia's Prisoner, Master Farms Bubble. So a couple of bands actually we're not used to seeing, specifically Rhapsody and Pharaoh coming out here. Pharaoh we saw a lot yesterday. Apparently Pharaoh's making a comeback here.
Yeah, probably because of the buffs he got recently, and because Tempest still being a strong hero, everyone's picking Tempest. People pick Pharaoh to counter Tempest. But it only counters Tempest if you can interrupt the whole, or you just sit on him. Pretty much. And the Prisoner ban was because they have Hag. Not many people know this, but Prisoner directly counters Hag. Because if you get a hook, you just spam the W onto the Hag. He can blink away, he just dies. Even in late game, like let's say you have Blink Tag on Prisoner, you just blink, shackle him, ulti, Hag just gonna die. He can't even shotgun head out of it. He has to like Geometer's been out of it or attack the ball down.
Yeah. But
by then it's gonna die, and Geometer's been in Hag and what like really core, so yeah, Swindle just bans that to get out of the way, and Bubbles also one of the Hag counters. They Bubbles kind of counters Hag, you blink silence ulti and stuff like that, unless Hag gets a shotgun head, but obviously you're not going to get a shotgun hit in the first 20 minutes of the game unless you go first item shotgun head, so Swindle just banning the heroes, which pretty much counters his lineup. Pharaoh counters Tempest, Prisoner counters Hag, Bubbles counters Hag.
There you go. So taking out bans, that makes sense there with the bans as a result. Drunken Master going to be picked up by Team Excellent here. So, you got the Drunken pick up. Obviously, you got your more Gemini, more of that carry focus, more the safe farming, perhaps. But now, actually, I'm thinking about this. This is what they did yesterday. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is where they sent Drunken Engineer short lane bottom, and they actually had Gemini solo middle. Again, I think that had a lot to do with the matchup specifically. So I don't know if we're going to see that exact same here today, but. Running the Drunken Master here. What do you think about that?
Drunken Master is one of these heroes which are really good against a lot of single target specs. Like, let's say you're facing a team which is like Solstice, Rally, no Solstice, Engineer, Electrician, and then you get Parasite. But then against AoE like Hellborn, he's not really that strong. He needs to get a stronger hit, otherwise he's just gonna get locked on and die.
Yeah. Ravener, the final pick. So this is turning out to be really interesting with it. So I guess now lining up to be possibly more of a. I mean, could we see an aggressive tri lane actually? Because you got Ophelia for that jungle, so I guess that wouldn't be out of the question.
That is a possibility. You might go Drunken Engineer Ophelia. I don't know what Legion's gonna do. They're really unpredictable. They can do a lot of things. They're a really flexible lineup. They can do Drunken Suicide. They can do Ravener Suicide. They can do Engineer or Gemini bottom and solo 2 solos. For Hellborn, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna pick up Nymphora Pebbles here in the safe lane, and then Hag middle, and Grenax bottom, and Tempest jungle. That's my guess.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see now. State Green, their final pick, of course. So what you're talking about with that support, yeah, the Nymphora possibly gonna be coming out here, but. State Green, they do have options. Obviously, Pyromancer, definitely a Z-Freak favorite. Torture still on the board. Nymphoras we're going back to. So definitely a lot of options here. They got about 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to choose.
I think they're debating whether to pick Nymphora. Yeah, I was thinking either Nymphora or Torture. Because they're like, if Nymphora might be too passive against Hellborn's lineup. Because look at how, Legion's lineup. It's like, they have 3 tanks and Ophelia. So, Nymphora, they aren't going to get much damage. So that's why I think he picked up Torture as opposed to Nymphora. Just because of the Ravener last pick. And it might still be a dual lane safe lane, Pebbles Torture. But I don't think he's gonna go middle because he's gonna get massacred middle. SG that is against Engineer Ravener. It's one of the reasons why Pebbles died out in the first place because everyone started picking Ravener and Ravener just countered all the Pebbles. Because Ravener could survive the combo as well as kill Pebbles really fast.
Pebbles is interesting because he got that nerf that definitely it nerfed his burst damage potential. When that happened, it seemed like he dropped off quite a bit. But he too has been making a little bit of a comeback. It seems like he's back to once again being a staple ganking played hero. I mean, do you feel that he is just he is a legitimate hero, a ganking hero that should be played as active as he is, or is it just more of a comfort factor that people just know how to play this hero so much?
I think it's more of like a number 2 role. Like, you initiate and you kind of semi-carry, not a number 1 role. And I think he's going to be played as number 2. Swindle's number 2, Hack's number 1. And Pebbles is one of those heroes where, especially after the nerf, you're going to need 2 people to gank with him. You just can't gank alone because enemy team has vestments or they're naturally tanky like most heroes nowadays are. So you're going to need some follow-up. And in the good old days, he used to be BK Pebbles and I'm Bubbles, so we do the Pebbles combo. Yep. Now it looks like it's going to be Pebbles combo into Hack Scream.
Yep. Yeah,
so that's gonna be the
follow it up, yeah.
It's gonna be the combo. That should be enough to kill almost a lot of people. And if it's someone tanky like Drunken or Ravener, just Hack, Bat Blast, and Sona Screamer should do the job.
Now you look at how they're possibly looking to lay it up here. How about this first off? Wretched Hag buys a Crushing Claw as far as his side to build. Okay, no, he actually just sells it right there. Okay. So I don't know if that was a misclick or he maybe changed his mind. Actually, well, I mean, instead he buys 2 minor totems, so I find it hard to believe that was a misclick right there. But switching it up in the end. So making a point, though, he wants those stats. It looks like he may actually be heading towards the mid lane. So they got the Torturer Pebble is going to be ending up top. Tempest Course in the jungle. So kind of a pseudo-defensive tri-lane here. You think this makes the most sense. So that's what you're talking about, safe lane Pebble. So
yeah,
calling it right there. So.
And the good thing about this Torturer is that he's completely going to box out Drunken Master, which is really bad for Legion's lineup. Like, this is Swindle Madden's drafting skills coming into play here. Specifically banning out all the suicides to get stuff 1 versus 2 and dual laning safe lane. Like, it was really obvious for setting that up. The only way Legion was gonna beat that strat was to do a tri lane long lane and just go aggressive. But they can't because they have and Ophelia. And Ophelia, long lane is really risky compared to other junglers, because if he gets killed once or twice, or let's say the camp is blocked, he's just screwed up, and he walks back to his jungle, he can't recover like a Tempest can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so just play that safe route is what it comes down to, is Team xCet. They are going to be running the Ravener Engineer middle, though, so again, going to be boxing out the Wretched Hag as much as possible here. Ophelia going to be in his own jungle, being played by Pew there, as you're talking about, and then Nox will end up in that short lane.
Even though it seems like this favors xCet, like Ravener is getting free farm middle, it doesn't, because Hag's gonna get EXP. He might die. If he doesn't die, Jesse's gonna do a really good job and carry his team here. If he just gets EXP, plus top lane, Zulamas is completely free farming, and looking at bottom, Grenex versus Gemini, Grenex will do just fine versus Gemini. So I actually think that this laning is gonna favor SG.
Yeah.
The only reason why the dual lane and safe lane metagame died out and was just because of the other gotcha sides of the game, but they're all banned out. Drunk Master's side, which can usually easily die versus that combo.
Yeah.
I think Z-Freak fucked up there. I mean, screwed up there. Should have had our Impale level 1, should be boxing our Drunken Master from level 1. Should have had lane ward up and straight up box him out. He gave the Drunken Master a free level 2.
I was going to say, he hasn't actually leveled yet. There we go. There he levels up the Impalement, and he is going to kind of box him out right here. So, but Drunken Master hits level 2. That's what you're getting at, trying to at least prevent that. But he hits level 2. Not the end of the world, so. But Keizu doing his best to obviously soak up as much experience as possible. And see what he can make happen in there. But Wretched Hag did take a little bit of pressure in the middle lane, blinked away though, using that regen. Obviously fine, as you pointed out. As long as he stays alive, he's, in a sense, almost winning the lane as far as their situation is concerned. So that's what matters in the end. But Gemini, you know, you talked about this. Getting that 400 to 450 gold per minute start, that's going to be a big deal for Team xCet. I mean, so far, he's 9-1 creep farm against an 8-5 Grinix. So Grinix has really been able to get in there and get a lot of denies against this Gemini, so definitely hurting his good time.
Just because it's 1 versus 1. Plus, you know, even if you feel like gank, it's almost impossible to kill Grinix because he's so like fast. Plus, he has a ward to protect himself, so Lip just playing really well.
Middle lane. Jesse's trying to go for the turn kill. Actually, Jesse will get the bloodlust kill. He does fall shortly after. I was watching that whole time, though. The hasted engineer was trying to finish him off, but he could not find him in the jungle. Jesse did a great job of juking, and Ravener was taking way too much tower damage right there. So bloodlust kill for Jesse. Dies after, but that's worth it. That's worth it big time right there.
Yeah, it's really well played by Jesse, winning the mid lane 1 versus 2. And when he did die, he killed the carry player. Like right now, the Hag's 260 GPM, the Ravenor is 260 GPM. They're pretty much one mid lane already. Like the same GPM, and he's higher level than the Ravenor. So really not good. As real, even though like people say that like all these things early game they matter into the late game, because this can be the difference between having a 300 GPM Hag and a 500 GPM Hag late game.
Yeah, so getting that bloodlust kill again. You already see where he's at, as you were talking about. Now he is going to be comboed right here in the middle lane once he can. This time, he should be fine. And on top of that, you know, again, talking about snowballing to an extent, I mean, he gets the bottle earlier on, and definitely using it right there to keep alive. So definitely that effect is coming into play already, and eventually as the game picks up, as you're talking about. So
yeah.
I mean, Pebbles right now, he is leading the charts though, 340 gold per minute. Obviously, they have him where they want him. Drunken Master is currently just camping the top rune.
Yeah, he probably like gave up on laning top.
Yeah,
a little bit, but looks like he's gonna get some EXP here. Z-Freak playing really well, making sure kids can walk up the hill for free by just sitting there. And it looks like kids who walked a long way is gonna miss a couple CS. And one thing I want to note is that you see the bloodlust middle, right? Like a team like Lions would never make that mistake.
yeah.
And that's the difference between like a top caliber team, you know, and like a team that makes mistakes and still like hasn't perfected that. Like I would never see Lions like giving up first blood right now. Like right now, with 4 minutes would be the standard time for Steam Boots. I would imagine Super KG and Ravana would have Steam Boots right now, and Hag would be like level 3 if they played it right, you know. Yeah. And he has Steam Boots out, or even boost the speed against the Hag right there if he land his ball lightning. Oh, Hag would have died for sure.
That is the top lane. Pebbles and Torture, they dive the tower big time. Back to the middle lane, though. There's that combo going off. It's not going to be enough for a kill, though. He will easily blink away. Bottle charge is going to be used, going to be more than fine. But yeah, top lane, they dive completely past the tower, box out Drunken Master, and they get the kill as a result. So yeah, this start here for Stay Green, it is definitely looking very strong when it comes down to it. So again, Wretched Hag, even in a 1v2, is managing to have a very good time. I mean, overall, Raviter is 300 plus gold per minute, so it's not like Zergo's struggling. But yeah, it's to the point that you're kind of bringing up there that, you know, in a perfect scenario, he would already have the Steam Boots. He would already started to get to a great start and completely boxing out that Wretched Hag. Now, Torture's actually going to be found by Drunken Master, actually. If he can get a kill right here, this could actually be pretty big for Drunken Master. One more auto attack. No, the chain reactions come out from Z-Freak. Stagger's going to be used. Health Potion was used, though, by Torturer. That could be the difference maker. We'll see. Mana Battery coming out. And now, yeah, Drunken Master needs to be careful not to get turned himself. So, very close play. Torture is going to have to run up. Okay, Swinnemel's actually going to take the tower for his brother right there. And that'll be the end of that. So good getaway from Torture in the meantime.
Brotherly love.
Helping out one another. How cute.
Oh, take the tower, bro. Get out of there, bro. I got you, bro.
On the ball. Giving hugs after the match, I'm sure. After that one. Ooh, bottom lane? No, just some back and forth. But yeah, Drunken could have definitely used that kill. Unfortunately, doesn't get it, so he continues to struggle quite a bit. So it goes back to, again, though, Raviter, so you're talking about, it's not maybe the perfect start. It's decent, though. He is looking okay here. He's 300 plus gold per minute, so it's not too bad.
I think it's pretty bad, because you would get that GPM, maybe a little bit less, against Hag 1 versus 1.
Yeah.
Instead of Engineer being in middle, that could have been a support, I don't know, Nymphora or support, anything bottom to support the Gemini, and Gemini instead of 300 JPM would be way higher, and Grenex would be level 7, looks like Grenex would set up a mid here of Chesty, Gag here of Chesty, level 7 Grenex. Oh,
yep, there we go. Wretched Hag, and the HoN comes out. Ball lighting going to be used. Extra juice on Wretched Hag. He avoids Critics right there. Port's coming in. The keg stun is just a little bit too late. I was going to say, I can't consider getting in time. He could not. And Raviter ends up falling. So good attempt from Zender. Not enough, though. Ophelia's running in. Has a Skeleton King. Cannot get the net off, though, apparently. Just out of range. And they're both going to retreat. More than fine. And that actually goes back to the situation, you know, as it sometimes happens, both junglers, especially Ophelia, very inactive so far. As far as assistance, I guess it's more so Ophelia you'd be concerned about because, you know, she tends to be more the active jungler than compared to a Tempest, perhaps, at least earlier on. But you think that's a concern, too? Yeah,
by now, like, what Ophelia should have done was counter the river ward bottom, or at least look for a ward there. If there isn't a ward there, if you counter ward, that means there's no ward there. What do you do straight away if you find out there's not a ward there? You dive that guy middle straight away, punish the Hag middle. You have complete control of mid lane, why not dive him? Especially when you know there's 3 heroes top and they can't help middle straight away. Like you might I'm gonna bring up Lions on this. Like Lions knows how to play Ophelia perfectly because they know how to punish a team who dodges middle. Like let's say Staging dodges middle, Lions would dive the mid lane. The infamous Lion mid lane dive, which just always happens wrong. To be honest, from minute 3 to minute 60. So yeah. And Pew chooses the route of farming Ophelia, which I don't like. Probably should have got a couple ganks off, show his presence in the game. For yeah.
I mean, we'll see what kind of an impact he does have. He is going to be able to group him and push, obviously, the bottom lane right there. So that is good news for xCet. But in the meantime, I mean, Stay Green's just rolling at the top lane. The secondary tower already being pressured. You see Tempest getting delivered the Ring of Sorcery right there. He's going to use it for his teammates. And this is going to be a dropping fast tower. However, there's initiation from Master Pebbles. The ball lightning to follow. He got the stalagmites off. It doesn't really matter. Then he chucks him away. Run into the Tempest Ultimate. Beautiful teamwork coming out. The keg stun will stop the Tempest Ultimate. But here comes Wretched Hag to clean up. Takes out Drunken Master. And that's how it'll end, actually. I'm a little surprised that's the only death, but Stay Green does come out on top, and they are going to finish off the tower. You do see Ophelia and Gemini. They chose to continue pushing bottom. They are going for the tower themselves, and vulnerability is going to be used right there. Will they actually get it? It's the question. Grinix, yeah, he's not going to risk it. The bottom tower, at least. So I guess it's not as overwhelming for Stay Green right there, but still, it's slightly one in their favor.
Yeah, that was just really well played from Suno. Suno tossed Ravno into the Tempest hole, which disabled him. It was really nice, and that saved his life. And he also set up the kill on Drunken Master, and a nice rotation from Chessie. just one of those carry players who know when to end a team fight and not when to not take a team fight and farm, and
Yeah.
this just shows a perfect example of him having the presence of mind to play all the way top, get the kill on Drunken Master, and see the difference between Stay Green and Excellent here is that Kizu is 140 GPM because it's 1 versus 2, Green X is 289 GPM because it's 1 versus 1. That's just about it. And Revenant is 300 GPM to Chessie 330 GPM because they screwed up the dual lane mid. So
Yeah.
it's just too much.
I guess the funny thing, yeah, you compare the Hack to the Drunken because of the 1v2 lanes in that case, and obviously Hack's had a much better time than Drunken Master. What's going on down here? Oh, look at this. Pebbles Invis. They want to set something up. There is no rev wards around, and I don't think they do have dust on a couple heroes though, so Pebbles does need to be a little careful about that. But I don't think they're fully aware. Energize are going to go off right there as if they want to make something happen. They do have a rev ward actually in the middle lane placed, but Mounts is playing very cautious.
This is not good, where they have to get the carry player, the Gemini, Nox, to help them instead of farming the jungle and farming bottom.
Yeah.
That's how in a bad position they are. And Stay Green knows that Excellent bunching up as 5 and Excellent needs a desperate team fight to win the game, so they're smartly backing off and not giving them that team fight they want.
Gemini is maybe in some trouble. There's Critics. There's that portal key right away with the Aphelios touch, though. Will it be enough to save him? Gemini getting split up in time, perhaps. He uses the Twin Fakes right there. He is on the run. Critics is now in some trouble. Twin Breath. There's a split up. He's going to chase with the dogs. There's one charge. Doesn't even matter for the rest. And that will be a clean up. Gemini does fall, though. Bat Blast from Wretched Hag to finish him off. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 exchange. Hag has a blink in 1 second. Should be able to use it. Oh, Pebbles comes in, actually. And Wretched Hag is going to hold his ground for now. He's not going to worry about blinking in just yet. But now Pebbles is actually the one in some trouble, so he went in to maybe go for a turn if not save his teammate, and that proves to be the difference maker in favor of Excellent right there, actually. So,
to be honest, FG was just playing manly, which I approve of, but Hack could have got away. He had a blink out. There's no way he was gonna die. He even had a 15 charge power supply. It was just they were just trying to get a turn kill. It was a little bit greedy, really manly, and it didn't pay off. But that's the kind of players I like to see.
Nothing wrong with mana. Nothing wrong with mana. I want to go back to actually Gemini. Well, actually Raven, a nice ball lightning right there. It does stun both, but however, the follow-up is going to prove to be too much perhaps. Yes, it will. He is going to be taken out in the end. Even Tempest coming in there for assistance at the last second. But Gemini, I mean, he was over 400 GPM, but that goes back to you're talking about. He had to kind of assist there in the middle lane. He even died as a result of that, of kind of being involved somewhat. And so that GPM dropping, I mean, it's all the way down to 360 gold per minute now.
Yeah, I don't like the Drunken Master suicide choice. I rather had Revenant suicide. Like, Drunken Master is one of those heroes where he doesn't get his items, he does no damage. He does have a utility with stun, but not one of the stun, but
Pebbles, big combo, middle lane, energy field's gonna go down right there. Critic trying to finish him off. He will get the 1 kill, but at what cost right here? He does cost him his life in the end. Great turnaround from Team Excellent. They will take a Critics for an NG support. Every day of the week, ball lightning is not going to hit as Swinamel's a little bit too crafty right there. But actually, Stay Green, they're insisting on continuing to be pretty active here. They're still going to stick around somewhat as Tempest is in a little bit of trouble. You see Torture also. He's being chased. Chain reactions hits a couple of the minions as well as Ophelia. The jump, though, from Drunken Master. Torture somehow survives. Will finally fall. Wretched Hag is going to get burst out of the background. They picked off Ophelia, but at the cost of a couple of players' lives right there. So 3-for-1 exchange at the end. And honestly, right now, Team Excellent, they actually have some decent momentum going for them.
oh, nice thunder.
Yeah, that is all 3 right there.
Actually.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, he did an ultimate. Oh, he canceled. Oh, wow. That was setting up perfectly. But you know what it was? I think he saw the Skeleton King off to the side.
No, just GG hole.
Oh, man.
Anyways, he just intimidating back. Like, oh, you actually climb a man.
You're starting to cut in and out. I don't know if that's me or you, but it's hard to hear on your mic right now.
I
there we go.
I hear that you're cutting.
Is it me, maybe? Okay, it might be me. Let me actually. Let's go here. Let me reel some call real quick. I'll call you right back. I think that broke the mic. For some reason, both freaking out. There we go.
I think it had to be intimidation tactic.
Yeah.
It had to be that. Yeah. So he's gonna set up for the big godhole late game. He's gonna make try to make Pew laugh right now. Make Pew throw this game, but he's like, oh, it's a joke game, man. It's not bad. And then yeah.
Man, I mean, yeah, I was ready for that to be an epic moment, but
Yeah, that looked to be really good.
not to be, not to be. All right, so in the end, though, I mean that's a Tempest Ultimate. I wonder if they even realized how to use the Tempest Ultimate because I didn't even see it like come up.
Of course they did. Come on,
Yeah.
you saw the whole mana pool disappeared.
That's
like any
true.
any player would see that. Like even I saw that. Even though I didn't even need to look the cooldown, I knew he casted his whole because the mana just half his mana disappeared.
Yeah,
They had to know that he casted it.
that makes sense.
They probably laughed their ass off to be honest. I'm really surprised Pew isn't trash talking.
Said something after that one, yeah. I don't know. He apologized to the forums after all that trash talking later on this week, so he's insisting that he's a different man. So
You cannot think that that is serious for a second, right?
I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying he made the forum post. So
Oh, mid lane.
yeah, middle tower is going to fall right there. And again, I mean, excellent right now. It seemed like Stay Green had a lot of momentum, but they've had a couple mistakes now. And Excellent is capitalizing, and that lead isn't as big as it was before.
I think it's a 90% chance Taken is gonna win. The only way Taken is gonna lose right now is if they take team fights, which they don't need to, and take really greedy team fights. But I don't think that they are a team that's gonna make a mistake like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that progresses on. I mean, Gemini, he is a scary carry once he starts to get farmed, but it keeps going back to Nox is constantly having to evolve himself. I mean, we see yet again another mid-fight kind of brewing right here.
Yeah, it's not good when a carry needs to keep coming mid to help his team. Like he's only 370 GPM, even though he only died once, it's because he needs to help his team over and over again.
He's constantly looking to be involved, so that is slowing that GPM quite a bit. He does have a quick blade, so well on the way to a firebrand at least.
I feel like all he needs to do instead of sitting mid like that is actually farm the jungle, not showing himself to the enemy team. Like farming a lane would be bad, because they would know that Gemini is not there and then they can take a team fight easily. Farming the jungle though, it's better. It puts the pressure that Gemini is sitting there, and at the same time it's actually farming something at least.
Yep, so but right there farming out the lane, but for right now is making his way to the bottom lane and gonna farm out there. You look at the warding down here at the bottom lane, by the way, a couple of rev wards as well as ward aside, so they really want to make sure they have control of this bottom lane, and if Gemini keeps going, he might be in trouble actually.
Kizu's actually in a really good spot now with his Drunken Master. He recovered really well. I'm really surprised. I thought he would have no impact whatsoever this game, but he has a decent amount of damage done, 8%. Lowest after Ophelia. That's just because he has no items in Drunken Master. Like I really don't like Drunken Master being played as a suicide. Like I think what Stagrin did as the 1 vs 2 Drunken Master middle was perfect, because he's gonna get a lot of EXP 1 vs 2. Just because melees get more EXP from denies, as well as Drunken Master is one of those heroes that's really hard to kill. That's why he can be played as a suicide. But if he's played as a mid lane hero, he can control the runes really well because he's really fast. As well as he can get CS at tower really easily. Like he's not gonna miss a CS at tower of Hatchet and his stagger. As well as he's really hard to kill because he has a stagger to destroy spells, and he's innately tanky. So what Stagrin did at DreamHack with Drunken Master was, I think, like a really good role for him. And Suicide, I rather see a Grunex Suicide. Like the Grunex Suicide on Hellborn, he does way more damage at like level 7 compared to a Drunken Master level 7. And as well as like level 3 Drunken Master compared to a level 3 Grunex.
What's going on over here? Hag is going to kind of sneak in. There is no vision from the Legion team that will be able to spot him. They are trying to set up, though. We do have an Invis Tempest as well. He runs in right here. Stun's coming out. Pebbles with a follow-up. Ophelia's going to be locked on the Tempest ultimate. Locking down Ravener in the background. But Ravener's going to turn it. And down falls Tempest. Energy Field doing a lot of work right there. Ophelia is picked off. Reginag, a beautiful blink right before the Twin Fangs hit. Pebbles is going to be able to TP before they can stun him away. So, I mean, that looked like it was setting up to be a lot worse for the Legion team, actually. But it ends up being a 1-for-1 and a Tempest ultimate used. Not too bad once again.
Yeah, the only downside was that Grunex was farming while Nox TP'd in once again to help his team. If Nox got the kill on Hag, which is like, I swear, a split second off.
Yeah.
He didn't do the math. Like, if he did it straight away, and like if he hit the tip of Hag, he would have stunned Hag would have died. But it was just a mini second off, and Hag got the blink off. It was so close. If he got the kill on Hag, that would have been worth the port. But he didn't get the kill on Hag, so once again his farm is slowing down a little bit. He kind of hit the 400 GPM mark.
Yeah, he was there very early on, but ever since he's dropped below, it hasn't been able to get back up. So he does pick up a firebrand right there. So obviously that should enhance his farming capabilities at least a little bit. I want to go back to Ravener actually. Ravener has another 2,000 gold saved up here. With the Mighty Blade though, it looks like he's going to be going straight into that Shrunken Head. As I swear to God, this is like a mid-wars game. Once again, both teams are in the mid lane, collapsing on one another. But State Green's actually going to fall towards the bottom here. And instead, double damage bottled up by Tempest as they're going all the way to the bottom lane. That's kind of more interesting. Tempest might not see, he goes a lot of variants and builds. This game he goes a tablet of command on Tempest. What do you think about that? As well as Ghost Marchers.
I think mine is just one of those players where he relies on his instinct to play.
Yeah.
Rather than the standard item builds. Like he feels like, yeah, I want to Ghost Marches, I'm getting Ghost Marches. I want to move fast, I want to go fast, let's go Ghost Marches. I want a tablet to escape. I think all I need is a tablet this game. I'm gonna go tablet. He doesn't really care about the standard meta game. He just kind of goes what he follows his heart. And I think that's how you should play HoN. And I really like the playstyle of mine as Ghost. Like a tablet here, sure it doesn't look so good, but against 3 melee heroes, it can really save you a lot of the time because of the kiting potential tablet has against melee heroes.
Yeah. So getting that for the team support as well as himself, so not too bad. But going back to Ravener, again, it looks like he's saving up for a full Shrunken Head here. First item Shrunken Head, I mean, what do you think about that on Ravener?
I mean, it's not the best, considering how one has a Tempest to lock him down in the hole, as well as the Grenax, which does a lot of physical damage, and Impale for Torture, but he has to. He has to.
Yeah,
I agree with it.
Yeah, it's definitely just a game where it's gotta go for it. Soul's Bulwark finish on Drunken Master, obviously a very ideal item on him as well as for the team. That's good to see that. Okay, so bottom tower push in. Middle lane in the meantime, we could possibly have an initiation. Port coming in from Tempest. He doesn't have the hold just yet. It's going to be up in 3 seconds. So that's going to be coming up, but you see the Legion team, Team Excellence going to fall back. And they're not going to allow them to get a big ultimate off, at least just yet. So not going to be setting up, and Team Excellent is going to fall back as a team. Nox going to actually port bottom, and he's going to farm that out down there. I think State Green may be interested in Congo now, though.
Yeah, you know, Ricky, I have this theory where a good team is measured not only in the good plays they make, but the plays they limit their opponents. Like, State Green limits their opponents by making them like go a Shrunken Head, like their draft, and like you don't really want to go a Shrunken Head, but you have to. And it's not really the best item build, but you have to do it. And that's just like because of their playstyle and the way the game is going, they have to do this kind of things. They have to get a Shrunken Head. You know, they have to buy Steam Boots and Drunken Master, even though you read a Ghost Marches. Nox has to help out his team, otherwise they're gonna lose early game. Affiliate has to get the investments instead of like Steam Boots and like Soft and Master, like, and just all these things, they limit their GPMs, you know? Like, but look at Hellborn. Instead of Hag going first item and Shrunken Head, he doesn't have to do it. He can go Grimoire first item and farm like a crazy guy, you know?
As he's doing, yeah.
Exactly.
410
and Zonomelons, he doesn't have to go Shrunken Head first. He went Bulwark first just because he's that far ahead.
Yeah. Ball Lightning is going to miss right there, just a little bit short. Again, the blink away from Echinag, not doing the math in Gemini. And now here comes a jump from Grenax. Ophelia is going to be bursted down. No ultimate going to be coming out from him. He does not have a buyback either. The Hellborn team is chasing. Big block on a Zergo right there. Zergo going to be forced to Ball Lightning into nothing, basically. And he will fall. Gemini, the rest are just completely on the run right now. Will they get away? Engineer's going to end up being picked up. He energy fields. It doesn't matter. Drunken Master, he's now also in some trouble still. Stagger's going to be used. Wretched Ag, another blink. Not going to go for it. And Drunken Master will actually survive. But being one of 2 survivors, not the best deal. State Green is starting to get that really big lead now. The momentum definitely picking up. This is going to be another tower kill. And so it was seeming like, again, Team Exit, they were working off some mistakes. State Green wasn't making the best decision at times, but now they're really on the ball. And it is showing here.
They take team fights which they know they can win. And they take a team fights away they have vision. One thing I realized was State Green, like they had War from Z-Freak. That gave them the vision on Philia, and they're like, okay, let's take this team fight. We have vision, good vision there. They picked on Philia before he did a single spell. And then made the Legion team thrown into chaos. And they just, after they initiated on Ophelia, they all exit the team fight. They come in, cast their spells, and all blink out and ran out of haste or whatever. And then like Grunex runs out because he's fast, Pebbles has haste, he runs away. Hag runs away after he blinks out, screams, and then afterwards just gets away really fast. They play really like, how do I say it? They play around the shadows in fog a lot, really well. That's what I want them to team fight.
Yeah.
Because Legion team could not like focus one guy. They could not focus because, and then not only that, if they were gonna focus someone, they could have fully committed. Like Zergo caught someone in his stun, but there was no follow-up because some of the legions were confused, basically.
Now, there is some interesting chase going on right here. Minus actually on Tempest got picked off by Gemini. Gemini's still going. Twin Fangs is going to miss. Pebble's doing a good job of going to the right there, knowing that he didn't have the best angle to catch him. And he will Portoki away right before. Man, that was another split-second case where I think the lunge was being activated as he Portoki'd away. So
yeah, one of the reasons why Drunken Master needs Ghost Marches, he's just too slow.
Yeah.
He just needs to catch up, you know?
Yeah.
One thing to note is that Minats, he lived the team fight there just because he had a tablet command. He was able to kite the Drunken Master and stuff. It was really nice.
Now this is an interesting situation. They were attempting Kongor. They get it to about half life, but they're going to start falling back as, of course, we have a vote to pause coming out as well. But Stay Green is, let's just say, very aware that that Kongor is going on. So
look at that BM.
Yeah.
Look at that BM.
We know what's going on. Yeah, it's just a winky smiley face, and it's just so much BM within it.
Yeah, it's just like so much like hatred and ominousity and all that little like I don't know, like the shower of pride.
You just know there's a smug on Sudamelon's face right now.
Yeah, this is smug. Like it's like you're having like the evil smile. You know, you ever watch a movie? What's it called? Austin Powers, and the guy has like his evil smile.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. The guy that puts his little winky on his like lip.
So State Green's actually going to go into the Kongor pit and kind of, at least will force xCet again to fall back all the way. They're not going to do Kongor themselves just yet. If anything, kind of keep xCet now here and keep that Hellborn advantage.
See, the only way xCet is going to win a team fight is if they're not going to win a team fight. I just did. This no way.
Never mind. Okay, and then xCet knows they're like, we can't just give it up. They're gonna try for something right here. Kongor goes down, took a life, picked up a rich attack. Shrunken Head is a bad blast in the face. A lot of Shrunken's up to unbreakable, out of Drunken Master. The Tempest ultimate is gonna be a full duration. It catches through Ratchet with the Soda Scream. Not the most follow-up though. In the background, they do pick off Engineer. No energy. Oh, energy field was up, but now Ravenor's chasing. Ravenor's gonna pick off Tempest. No, he barely survives. Actually, stuns coming out. Meanwhile, down here, Gemini goes down. Drunken Master goes down. Double tap for Jesse, and that is gonna be 3 kills later. Ravenor is finally gonna drop, and that should do it. Hat trick for Jesse. A genocide for Stay Green. Nobody dying on their side, and looks like xCet not gonna concede just yet, but yeah.
That was a 5-0.
Yep.
They tried to focus the Tempest, who kited them with his Ghost Marches. Tablet command, Astrolabe just to live so close, and he got a full duration hold off, I think, or almost full. This is probably Minus is carrying the team fight, to be honest. Like Swindle, like kind of missed his stun, got it off, but barely missed it. And then Hag ulti only hit one target, a Drunken Master with his ulti up. And then Zephyr missed his first stun, and then it just like they still won a team fight 5-0.
It just doesn't matter. Yeah, no, they a little too far ahead at this point. Racks are gonna fall right there, so nearly a 22,000 gold and experience lead. And again, Team Excellent. We saw this yesterday against Lions. Actually, they're not going to concede. They're all about clawing their way back into the game, if anything. But it's.
I think they probably just like trying to delay it right now, just so that they have more time next game to think about it. I think they already know that this game is over. Like what some teams do, like what my team used to do, is when the game is over, we stop talking about the game itself, and then we start talking about what mistakes we made and how can we avoid the next game and what's our game plan to the next game. Like we're not even focusing on the game anymore. We're just like autopilot and we're just talking about it as 5 people, like theory crafting and stalling for time, basically pretty much.
Yeah.
And then when we have our game plan, like we know like what's going on. Like, okay, we're gonna do this next round. We know what to do. We just concede. Like that's why sometimes you see like whoa,
I don't know.
What like a kill boner ending. They just concede just like that, like out of nowhere, you know. Like, oh, they might be frustrated and stuff like that. But we're not frustrated. We're just like consolidating our thoughts and getting ready for the next match, you know.
Yeah.
Doing some push-ups and working out. Not really.
That doesn't happen, no. So yeah, possibly that's where Excellent's at right here. I mean, I will say Searing Light is picked up by Gemini, so really just trying to maximize that farm and get that up there. But again, he still hasn't even been over that 400 GPM mark since the beginning. Or at least maybe very little, but.
I think what they did here, what they did wrong here, was they picked Engineer way too early. Engineer, I know he's a good hero, but after the nerfs, he He's not as strong as he used to be before, especially remember this one time when Engineer fell out. He fell out for a reason, because when you pick Engineer, and especially pick Jungler, you already tell your team that you're going dual lane mid.
Yeah.
And and pretty much that stay green betting on a
Yeah, Gemini is gonna end up falling. I mean, they tried to go for a jump on Pebbles. The soul started with them jumping Pebbles, and all of a sudden everybody on Stay Green is here, and they're gonna end up with 2 kills. So. Again, another case of xCet, just trying to get anything going, but it's just too strong for Stay Green. A demonic breastplate on Pebbles. Definitely helping right there. And there you go. So very possibly what you're talking about, you know, more so just kind of theory crafted, talking about going into the next game and see what's going to be happening. But, so, okay, you're kind of talking about there as far as Engineer, just picking up a little too early. You think that hurt them?
Yeah, of course. They pretty much told him just try it, and Sting was like, okay, did you dual lane mid? Alright, I'm just gonna put the hack versus 1 versus 2 in middle. I trust in Chessie. And Chessie did deliver. He won the 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
And give me free from top lane, I'll be fine. It's what Melon said. He picked Tempest, he tried in safe lane, he had a complete free from Tempest, complete free from Pebbles. A hack that got EXP 1 versus 2. A Gemini that did really well 1 versus 1 bottom. He won 3 lanes. And the carry bottom, Nox couldn't hit 400 GPM. Ophelia, sure he got his farm, he only took 1 tower off it. While Tempest took 2 towers top. And Sender and Zergo didn't achieve what they wanted to do middle, was lockdown hack, get free from Zergo. Zergo couldn't hit 400 GPM. Top lane, Kizza couldn't get anything 1 versus 2 just because he was Drunken Master. It's not like a Bubbles or like other heroes. Like it's a really, really greedy suicide. Drunken is really good suicide if it's 1 versus 1.
Yeah.
Or if it's 2 versus 2. Like what Denial does with Drunken Master, Darker Master, Empath, then that's good. But 1 versus 2, you just can't do much, man.
He struggled, and that showed. And, you know, so end result, Stay Green. They take the victory, and they're up 1 game to nothing as a result. So, ladies and gentlemen,